To communicate or not to communicate? Is that a question? Once upon a time, there was a company that made cookies. This company had a super yummy, super good recipe for cookies, and they honestly believed they made the best cookies in the world. And lots of people believed this too. They hired enthusiastic cookie makers and sellers who sold the cookies to cookie fans. Lots of stores asked if they could sell the cookies, and the government even gave them a certificate for Best National Cookie Manufacturer. This appeared in the newspaper, so lots of other people wanted to invest money to make even more cookies. Yes, all was going splendidly in Cookie Land. But as the company was growing bigger, they noticed how everyone was starting to ask them all sorts of questions. "It's too busy here, we need more people," said the cookie makers. And then the cookie fans asked them why the cookies were more expensive than other cookies. And then the shops said, perhaps it would be more interesting to sell pies instead of cookies. The government voted for new rules to guarantee cookie quality. So the investors said, hey, do you even know how to sell cookies? What are you doing with our money? And finally, the newspaper put all over the front page that cookies were actually bad for you. Yes, keeping everybody happy was not a piece of cake. You see, good communication should not be a question. In the current climate, businesses are facing a lot of challenges, especially with so many stakeholders involved. How do you juggle them all? First, you need to take into account your environment, employees, consumers, clients, shareholders, government, media, and so on. But the buzz doesn't stop there. To really control your reputation, you need to be prepared. You need to act when necessary, and you also need to think ahead. So don't take risks. Start managing your reputation today. A solid reputation will help your organization attract better people, increase its credibility, and build confidence. We think the best way to manage your reputation is by adopting a 360-degree approach. Listen to your stakeholders, learn from your stakeholders, build coalitions with your stakeholders, and communicate with your stakeholders. But who are we to speak about reputation? We are Peak Communications, a creative, full-service communications agency specialized in reputation management. Our motto is, ask not what we can do, but what we can do for your company. Working with Peak is choosing for a personalized approach and a dedicated, flexible team. But what does that mean exactly, you say? In short, we provide online, offline, internal, and external communication, both on a strategic and executive level. So, if you're interested in what we have to offer, let's get together and exchange views.
The sender is the individual group or organization that needs or wants to share information with some other individual group or organization. The receiver is the individual group or organization for which the information is intended. The message is the information that the sender needs or wants to share with other people. A message is clear when it contains information that is easily interpreted or understood. Once the sender has decided what the message is, the next step in the process is encoding. Translating the message into symbols or language that the receiver understands. Once a message is encoded, it is transmitted to the receiver through some medium. The medium is the pathway through which an encoded message is transmitted to a receiver. Just as senders have to translate their ideas or messages into a form that can be to the receiver, receivers have to make sense of the messages they receive. Decoding is interpreting, or trying to make sense of a sender's message. After decoding the message, the receiver has to respond to it, and start the feedback loop. The receiver must first decide what message to pass on to the original sender. If receiver properly interpreted the initial message, and common understanding has been reached, the communication process is complete.